Here's why what you've been doing probably isn't working, and how to fix it. It has nothing to do with how nice your gym is. I've been lifting for 26 years. Gyms, basements, doesn't matter. Any way I can. And I've not been injured, by the way, in that 26 years, not from lifting. I started at 14 with a really cheap concrete weight set, and by cheap I mean free. And that summer, I lost 70 pounds. And for those that are younger, this might be useful for you. I actually grew 8 inches too. A lot of my students grow too that I end up teaching and coaching. After a while, I joined a real gym when I was 17. I didn't really see any results. I mean, sure, some of the people were cool. I met a eventual Mr. Arkansas bodybuilder and all that. And he taught me a few good philosophical things, but I really didn't learn anything. And the results were basically the same. What I realized was the difference was never the equipment, it was friction. You know, I gotta drive 15 minutes one way, I gotta get dressed, because, gym attire and all that stuff, whatever. So I just kind of was spinning my wheels and noticing a lot of times I just wouldn't go because it was such a hassle. It was pretty annoying. Then it kind of hit me one day, like I have a basement. There's even a crappy old gym in it at my mom's house still at the time. So I got on, went to yard sales. And at the yard sales, I ended up finding a whole bunch of just free weights, cheap weights, things like that. I think for like $200, I ended up getting a decent enough set. It was an Olympic weight bar finally instead of the concrete little 5-foot steel bar. And a bench. I didn't have a rack, so I couldn't do squats, but foam pads are cheap, so I could deadlift, all that stuff. So I used that for a few years. And then eventually when I got out on my own, I got the set that you see behind you. I did go back to gyms for a while. Again, the only reason I really did that was because of how heavy I was getting. That was when I was competing in strongman. So I needed, 600 pounds and stronger bars and axle bars and things. Although to be fair, I ended up buying my own axle bar, which I left at the gym when I left 6 years ago. It's fine, I broke a couple of their bars anyway, so they probably owe them. So really, the point was, why was I making it harder than it needed to be? Just work out in my basement. That cuts out the driving time, it cuts out all the friction. It's literally just me getting up at 4 a.m. and working out. And this is what's happened. If you saw the thumbnail, that's where I was right before I got my recent home gym. This is not much. There's the rack, there's a bar, I'm sitting on the bench I use. I do have an old bench that I started with that's garbage. I'll do a product review or something on that later. And I've got a couple dumbbells that were given to me for free. It's a 30 and a 45. And then I've got a broken ass set of adjustable dumbbells. They're really nice when they work, but God, they break so easy. No excuses, right? Remove the friction. If you're in a basement gym, even if you're going to a regular gym, the big thing I'm seeing online and a lot of information is that you need fancy stuff to get strong. You really don't. This whole thing cost me less than $600. Sure, a couple pieces were free, but my rack was $150. I just looked it up the other day. It's still $150 after 6 years. It's been fantastic. I love this rack. Every now and again, I gotta tighten a bolt here and there, and that's it. It's great. Bench was more expensive, but it's also more convenient. Again, that's another video. I work out to be functional, right? The thing is, the weights don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about any of that stuff, whether you're motivated or not. But they have something to offer you, and if you'll go get it, it does work. And your body will respond to that resistance over time and adapt and get stronger and all that. We have a homestead. I do a lot of labor here. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Some of it's heavy, and it needs just needs strength, right? So farm strength, as they say. Now I'm getting old, so old man strength, whatever. I'm trying to start a community here. Once we hit 50 subs, I'll start doing live training every morning, Monday through Friday, 4 a.m. So if that sounds like something you want to do, if you're tired of all the noise and fancy equipment and people trying to sell you on all this stuff that doesn't work, the only thing that works is picking up heavy shit and putting it back down. And then you pick it up again. And your body goes, oh shit, I need to get stronger. And it does. That's the whole formula. That's it. Sorry, I get a little, the salesy bullshit really gets under my skin. If that sounds like something you like, you're in the right place. We get up before the excuses, right? That's kind of my motto. Get up before the excuses. I don't have any responsibilities whatsoever at 4 a.m. I got 4 kids, I got a homestead, I got appointments to get to. I have an hour commute one way at my day job, which is on the weekdays, by the way. There's just a lot to do, I got people to care for that are older too, right? In-laws and parents and things like that. So it's always busy, always. So you can make time. You just gotta do it. If it's something you want to do, I'll be here at 4 a.m. every week, especially once we hit 50 subs. So subscribe so that we can hit 50 subs. We're really close. We're like halfway. So let's do that, and we'll start having those. I'll see you in the mornings. Let's do some work.